It's Chelsea Messenger with Picks and Parlays. We're talking college hoops and possibly the biggest game of the year in this short season so far. Gonzaga at Iowa, the number 1 team in the nation against the number 3 team in the nation. Christmas is right around the corner, and we've got a promo code. The code is Noel. For 20% off the entire site at picksandparlays.net. Got a big-time handicapper to break it all down. Chip Chirimbes has had winning days 9 of his last 10. He's 22-10 overall. You can find his 3-pack of games on the website, picksandparlays.net. Chip's triple play. Chip, now that you've had a great start to college basketball, what's your take on this one?
Well, you know what, Chelsea? 3 weeks ago, we sat and said we had the best game of the year with Baylor and Gonzaga, and the virus took that game out. It just wiped us out. Now we got Iowa and Gonzaga. And Gonzaga hasn't played in 2 weeks because of the effect that the virus has had. 2 great teams, 2 fundamentally sound teams. Iowa 6-0, 5-1 to the number. Gonzaga's 3-0. These teams know how to put the ball in the basket. Iowa's averaging over 100 points a game. Their average margin of victory is 33 points a game. They're shooting 40% from 3-point range. And all 6 games have gone over the total. And not to be outdone, this Gonzaga team puts the ball in the basket. They're averaging 93 points a game. They're shooting 56% from the floor this year. And, they've got to be chomping at the bit, getting ready to play. And when you get to see teams like this that do things right, I expect this to be a clean played game, a hard-fought game with both sides doing what they do best, which is shoot the basketball. Gonzaga's gone over 37 of their last 51 games, and that's quite a sample. It's their philosophy, it's their coach's philosophy. Get the ball into the talented players' hands and have them make baskets. I think this game goes over the total. The total for a college basketball game at 170.5 is very high, Chelsea. That's telling me that the 85-85 in college basketball is a high-scoring game. They're telling me the winner's going to be in the 90s here, I believe, and I think this game goes over the total.
Yeah, the over's been super hot for both of these teams, kind of as you alluded to. 16 of 18 for Gonzaga and 8 straight for Iowa. These offenses are for real. I think you're going to be watching an NBA-style game when it comes to these 2 teams. I'm not sure if there's going to be a whole lot of defense, but they've got so many scores, and they can do it in multiple ways. Of course, Iowa has Luka Garza, a National Player of the Year candidate, who big-time player down low, 6'11", big body, and also shooting really well from the field, shooting 69% so far this season, averaging 29 points per game. And then the opposite side, you've got Drew Timme for Gonzaga, who is a bit smaller, not by much, but also a big guy down low that can definitely contribute. So I think both these teams are going to be wanting to keep up the tempo, keep going, and especially because Iowa, not only good down low, but also really good shooting the 3 ball. Top 30 team when it comes to shooting threes. So I'm wondering if Gonzaga can stop Iowa. That's my biggest question in this one, because yes, they're the number 1 team in the land, but Iowa is so good offensively. As you mentioned, averaging over 100 points per game, that's not something you see in college basketball very often.
And they've played 6 games. It isn't like they've only played 2 or 3 games. And I'm doing a little research on this. Iowa in their last 8 games on neutral site has gone over all 8 times. And Gonzaga, their last 9 games on neutral sites have gone over 8 times. So they're 8-1 and 8-0 on neutral sites in the last 19 combined. I think that's the way to go here. And this is going to be a great game, Chelsea. 3.5 seems like a strong number for Gonzaga with this offensive stats that we're giving Iowa, but maybe they feel that the Bulldogs have the pedigree.
Right. Like I said, both these teams have really prolific offenses, and it's just going to be whoever executes the best. I know that's really easy to say, but so far, I just like Iowa just because the sample size is a little bit bigger. Gonzaga also coming off a long layoff, and they don't have any kind of tune-up game to get going. They've got to go against Iowa, the number 3 team in the land, right off the jump. And the depth that Iowa has. From what I've seen, minutes-wise, it looks like Iowa has the much deeper squad as far as guys that come off the bench. More production and averaging 40 points per game coming off the bench. Iowa to Gonzaga, 17 points per game. So I think if you're looking at a total game, I think Iowa has the advantage, both with the starting 5 and on the bench. So I like Iowa, especially getting points here. I just hope that we get to see this game because that was the problem.
Yeah, you're right about that.
With the game of the year earlier on, in the college basketball season. So we'll be crossing our fingers and hoping for a good one. And that's going to do it for our college hoops talk on Picks and Parlays. Great stuff from Chip Chirimbes. Chip, thanks for joining us.